there, motherfucker. Get out of the way.
We're blocking the cars for you.
Thank you, Spider-Man.
Welcome everyone to Marvel Hub. This is DK Dynamite, and today I have a really quick recap of just about everything that was revealed so far for MCU Phase 4 over at the D23 Expo. So shout out to Jeremy Conrad, who's actually at D23 Expo in Anaheim and kept us fully up to date over on his Twitter. So the first thing is something from What If, and he said it looks awesome because they showed the Winter Soldier fighting a zombie Cap while Peggy Carter, the super soldier in this first episode here, was with Skinny Steve in a World War II Iron Man armor. He said it was very cool and the animation looks great as well. So What If's going to be all over the place, playing around with the canon of the MCU. He then went into Loki and confirmed that Loki's confirmed to be 6 hours long with 6 one-hour episodes. And he said we'll answer if the sun will shine on him again. Pretty cool reference to Infinity War there. Falcon and the Winter Soldier, in terms of that show, is confirmed that Sharon Carter from Winter Soldier and Civil War will be confirmed to return. And we also get John Walker, the U.S. agent, who, funnily enough, was actually rumored to be played by John Cena, but that just isn't the case. Instead, we have an actor known as Wyatt Russell, who'll be playing the U.S. agent in this series. Apparently, from what I remember, from what I've heard, he's essentially the government-issued Captain America, since under the Sokovia Accords, they are not allowing Sam Wilson to take over as the new Captain America. So I'm going to assume Sokovia Accords will play a massive role in this show and will be revealed as to whether or not they're still active in the year 2023 or whatever year the show takes place in. Definitely after Avengers Endgame, so I'm sure they're also going to be acknowledging that Captain America, or the Steve Rogers we all knew, is no longer around in the MCU. He then went on to say that they're hard at work prepping WandaVision, but they showed a video that alludes to the show being a twisted version of the Dick Van Dyke Show. So I'm not too sure what exactly that is, but definitely a lot of mystery and multiverse stuff is going to be going on in that series. More development on Scarlet Witch and Vision, obviously tying directly into Doctor Strange 2, Madness of the Multiverse. He then confirmed that Darcy Lewis is also in WandaVision, so pretty cool that they got Kat Dennings back for this series. Hasn't appeared since Thor: The Dark World, so it's going to be almost about 7 or 8 years since her last appearance in the MCU. It was also confirmed that Jimmy Woo, a character from Ant-Man and the Wasp, the FBI agent, is also going to be in WandaVision. Then the biggest news that broke over at the D23 Expo is the fact that 3 new series were announced. We have Miss Marvel, Moon Knight, and She-Hulk. So I think the most surprising one here is definitely She-Hulk. I just cannot believe it. And I do remember making a video a little while ago where somebody out there had rumored that a She-Hulk show was in development, and thanks to Amy Pascal now taking an executive position over at Universal, she's apparently trying to make deals similar to how Sony and Marvel made some deals with Spider-Man. So she went over there, took a lot of the Hulk assets that Universal obviously owns, and tried to do things with them similar to how Sony and Disney have handled Spider-Man in the past. So despite all the Sony and Disney issues with Spider-Man, I do think Universal definitely wants to do something very similar to Sony and make, some billion-dollar franchises out of some movies that Marvel Studios can go ahead and produce. So that's the most surprising show that was announced here. But we have Moon Knight, which I think is another big surprise as well. But it's something that was rumored a couple of years ago that James Gunn actually scripted and pitched to Marvel Studios, in which they then told him to finish the Guardians trilogy first. So it's unknown as whether or not James Gunn will have any involvement in this series, but since he pitched a movie about Moon Knight, I'm assuming he might have some type of involvement with producing this show. Now, besides that, it was also confirmed that Miss Marvel will be appearing in future movies as well. So as Kevin Feige himself said over at San Diego Comic-Con, you have to watch and keep up with these shows in order to really be caught up when the movies do release, because you'll see characters bouncing from shows to movies periodically. But what's weird about this is that Kevin Feige over at San Diego did say that the slate we saw for Phase 4 is the complete Phase 4, but completely contradicted himself at D23 when we see a revised version of Phase 4 with new shows added to the Disney Plus lineup. So maybe he meant in terms of movies it's the final slate, but again, that doesn't include Spider-Man, and obviously with Phase 3, Sony was in charge of shoehorning in a Spider-Man solo film into the Phase 3 schedule, so they're in charge of all that marketing and stuff behind behind the scenes when it comes to how they're going to handle the Phase 3 lineup. So we were assuming before all the Spider-Man drama that they would then also be in charge of shoehorning in a Spider-Man 3 at some point in 2021 that would obviously revise the schedule a little bit. But maybe besides Spider-Man or whatever other movies are being shared by Sony or Universal, maybe he did mean that, yes, in terms of movies, that slate was complete. But in terms of Disney Plus, it definitely wasn't complete. We have 3 new shows added to that, and probably even more later down the line when it comes to Phase 5. So definitely looking forward to whatever else they announce at D23. But I also wouldn't be surprised if maybe a surprise film was added to the slate, or maybe some Phase 5 stuff will be talked about later on down the line. But we'll have to wait and see. But that is about it for a quick recap of D23's Marvel announcements that we have right now. Time of making this video. This has been DK Dynamite. Like, comment, and subscribe, and turn notifications on to stay up to date with latest and greatest Marvel news and information. And peace out, everyone.